PYJAMA is proud to bring you the 2017 DHL British and Irish Lions Tour of New Zealand with our experts Jake O'Flaherty.
Try to the All Blacks! Pete Smith off to Julian Severe's in the corner!
Bradley Richardson.
Oh yeah, that was a brilliant try by Israel Dag. Didn't actually see what happened, but I just heard the name of who scored and I assumed it was amazing.
Ben Brownlee.
I can't even speak, I'm just speechless.
And Nick Van Bar.
Yeah, in the end, brilliant outcome.
Follow our social media on Twitter and Instagram, live and on demand on YouTube.
Tonight, the Lions return to Christchurch for the first time since their first test match of the 2005 tour. Tonight, they look to make their mark on a new ground, this AMI Stadium in Addington, and also look to forget the disaster at Jade Stadium. Playing host the Crusaders, who have opened up a can of whoop-ass to every damn team they've played this year. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Jake O'Flaherty. Nick Van Bar, he's in the commentary box with me tonight. Nick, you bought a suit yesterday, congratulations.
Thank you, Jake. Okay. Kia ora and welcome to the Battle of the Century. This battle will be fought out at AMI Stadium in Christchurch. The conditions leading up to the match have been cold, with a maximum of 11 degrees throughout the day. Tonight's weather will consist of light winds and scattered cloud, which should be perfect for tonight's kicking game, and will hopefully result in the ball sailing between the sticks. The scene is set for a ripper of a match.
The Crusaders, they're about to come out, and we go through their team. Of course, Joe Moody, Cody Taylor, Owen Franks, All Black front row, and as well as in the second pairing as well, Luke Romano, Sam Whitelock, Hayden Bedwell-Curtis, Matt Todd, Jordan Taufua, Bryn Hall, Richie Moaga, George Bridge, David Harveli, Jack Goodhue, Seta Tamani Valu, and the very incumbent Israel Dag. Bradley Richardson, as they come out, your thoughts before we get to this one?
Oh mate, I'm fizzing for this match. As I've said previously about every single match this year, it's going to be an absolute humdinger. And I'm loving all the strapping tape on the Crusaders. You know they've gone big for this one with the amount they've spent on that strapping tape.
The Lions, starting with Marco Vunipola, Jamie George, Tarek Furlong, with Alan Wing-Jones, the skipper, Cruz and Peter Mahoney, Sean O'Brien, Talupi Faletau, the forwards, Connor Murray, Owen Farrell, Liam Williams. He got yellow carded last week, he won't be doing that tonight. Ben Teo, Jonathan Davies, George North and Stuart Hogg. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a good one. The Lions, well, are lining up, and the Crusaders, they'll be doing a haka as well. All sort of copycats of what the Chiefs did last year. They put a good one to the Welsh, and now we are going to see it from the Crusaders. Nick,
Will it be just as bland as the Blues ones?
yeah, well, in the week they were kind of getting a bit pissed off, to be quite frank.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, that it was quite bad against the terrorists, for God's sake.
Yeah, because they slit their throat or something like that, and you're like, well, you're coming to New Zealand, you're going to get some strife from the haka, so you know you can't win them all.
No, you can't win them all. Brad Richardson, your thoughts on our outfits tonight?
Our outfits? We're currently wearing Hawaiian shirts from the local land of Hawaii. What island was it from, Jake?
Oahu.
Oahu? Yeah, well they're authentic, as the Crusaders are doing a bit of a luau. They've even got the braided hair for the occasion.
That's true, they're on their knees doing a bit of a war dance. Oh, they throw the grass in the air. We're about to get to this one in about a minute's time. Well, let's debrief before we get to this one on the Blues match. Struth Almighty, that was huge.
Yeah, well, we're absolutely fizzing for that match. The second time I've said that tonight. No one expected the Blues to get up being New Zealand's worst Super Rugby team, but they found a way, and some big players really stood up in that game and showed what they're made of. Put their hand up for that All Black selection.
Well, I think tonight's match, the Crusaders, they're a good team. They haven't lost this year, but the Lions, Marco Vunipola, bit of a scratch of the head there whilst watching the haka. They're still dancing, are the Crusaders? They'll have their hands full tonight. The Lions, well, you know, it's a big game. Nick Van Bar, you'll probably never be able to experience this as you're not really the greatest of players, but you know, I can say the same for myself. What will it mean for these boys, though?
Well, I wouldn't know because I've never been in that position, but I think it'd be quite an honour, really, to play the Lions, and even to be called up into the team is unbelievable. And you're versing a world-class team that really sets a challenge every 12 years in New Zealand.
The Lions, they'll find this one hard. Harder to pick than a broken nose tonight. Matthew Raynell, Angus Gardner, Pascal Gazier, the men on the field, and Marius Jonker will be the television match official. We're all set to go here in Christchurch. It's a cold one, but these boys, they are ready for it.
Are you referring to a beer with the cold one?
No, I'm sure a number of people that will have a cold one in hand, boys. She's going to be a ripper of a game. Of course, you can nick some alcohol and enjoy it. Owen Farrell to get us underway. He does so. Puts it into the skies, and it comes down. Lifted is Luke Romano. He drops it. Now it's in the hands of the Lions. Alan Wing-Jones. He's taken down. Connor Murray to feed. He finds George Cruz. Once more, another phase mounted quickly. 3 phases already, only 20 seconds gone, plus a turnover. They get it wide. Owen Farrell, they're off like a hiss and a roar. They're outside. The Lions nearly going to score, but it's turned over. Well, that's exciting, like what we saw in the opener of the Blues. Here we go. The Crusaders built a steady platform, and they're going to clear it through way of Richie Moanga. He does so. And reasonably good kick outside the 22. This gives them some breathing space, Bradley.
Yeah, well, I'd just like to go back to a point. It's not often you get a name wrong, but I'd just like to correct you on George, number 5. It's not George Cruz, it's George Cruz. That's how you pronounce it.
Well, let's move on. Jamie George to throw. I hope I got that one. George Cruz. He jumps and he takes it down into the backs now. A bit of a loop around. And she's all over the place. Didn't really work that one. Not quite like a training pitch run there. Talupi Faletau finds Marco Vonipola, the Englishman. Connor Murray. Once more, off to Sean O'Brien. Fellow Irishman. They played a lot of rugby and test matches together. Another phase mounted in midfield, about 30 metres out from the line, inside territory of the Crusaders. Worked it wide, and they're going to spin it back now to Lupi Faletau. You would not want to meet him down a dark alley. Farrell off to his skipper, Wing-Jones. He's a stalwart of this team. He has been playing for a number of years for this Lions outfit. Flinged wide again. Now Sean O'Brien finds himself on the wing. Wrestled to the ground by Israel Dagg. 10th phase now, the Lions. Farrell feeds it to big Tag Furlong. He played well last year when the All Blacks lost to his team of Ireland in Chicago. Over the ball goes the Crusaders and a possible turnover, and they get it. Great work by Jordan Taufua of the Crusaders.
It's only early days yet, but the Lions, they look a little two-dimensional. One-out passes, not really creating any opportunities. Crusaders scrambling well on defence, and they're really making it hard work for the Lions already.
The Lions are really picked up on the game in previous weeks, though, compared to their first game against the Barbarians. This play is a lot more aggressive, and you're seeing a lot more determination in the play. What do you think, Jake?
Yeah, well, they've really come out, the Lions, with a big attitude tonight, as well as they did against the Blues. They got off to a hisser of a start against the Blues, and somewhat the same tonight. But now the Crusaders have an opportunity to work their magic. They've got a line out inside Lions territory. They win it, not contested by the Lions. They flick it to Matt Todd. Another phase mounted, and now Luke Romano takes it forward with a big surging maul, some help with his teammates. Turned over though, and now the Lions get the turnover. They'll have the pill. Scrum on the 22-metre line of their own territory.
Yeah, well, someone just asked Nick when the court date is, thinking he's actually brought this suit because he's going to court. Nick, would you like to debrief us on that situation?
Well, I haven't been caught speeding yet, or to an extent that I need to go to court or anything like drink driving, but nah, it's for our school ball. So, I hate to break it to you, mate, but, you know, yeah, I'm not that much of a bad boy.
When Nick leaves, I'll tell you the real story why he's got the suit. Stay with us here in Pyjama. The Lions versus the Crusaders live. Owen Farrell, he's a bit of a gawk, isn't he? And
he's going off in that back line. No
yeah.
one's listening though, because who would listen to an English rugby player?
That's true.
He's got a funny kicking style, I must admit. He leans back, he gazes about 10 times to the bloody sky, and then he decides, I'm going to march forward. And then he steps back again, and you're like, what are you up to, mate?
Dan Big are quite the same, to be fair. Very similar.
True. It must be a Northern Hemisphere thing.
Well, let's be honest. Damien McKenzie, unlucky to miss out on the All Blacks, but he's in the Māori All Blacks. He has a bit of a strange style as well. Unsteady at the scrum. They get a free kick to the Lions. Now they're going to boot the shit out of it downstairs and put some pressure on this Crusaders team.
Don't you mean down the field, not downstairs?
Look, I made it up on the spot. You can take it any way you'd like to. They kick it up in the sky, and a member of the 2011 bomb squad of Israel Dag takes it down. Bryn Hall, the former Auckland Blues player, passes it, but they're offside the Lions. And no pissing around by Matthew Raynell. He puts his arm in the air, blows his whistle, and a possible kicking opportunity. But they're not going to take it, Richie Mwanga.
Yeah, why would you take it? You're playing the Lions, for God's sake. You take as many points as you can.
Oh, shit, that's a good kick.
I love your reaction to that. Oh, shit.
That is a brilliant kick. A lot of New Zealanders, of course, wanting both the Lions and the Crusaders to lose tonight. Unfortunately, that's impossible. The Crusaders are the team not many people like, just because of their winning way. But I've got...
It's hard to pick out between Crusaders and Lions fans in the crowd because they're all red.
That's true.
Very true.
That's true. Good point raised. The ball is raised over the top of the line out. It's an overthrow by the Crusaders. 10 metres out from the line in Lions territory. The Lions now have it. Connor Murray wants to clear it, but instead gives it to big George Cruz. He goes to ground. Now there's going to be a box kick. The hamstring will be a little tender after that from Connor Murray. That's high. And now it's into touch. The flag is up by Pascal Gazier.
Well, if Snoop Dogg was at this match, he'd be damn proud of that high kick.
That's true. Cody Taylor. They've got an all black front row. Actually tied 5. In fact, the Crusaders. With Joe Moody, Cody Taylor, Owen Franks, Luke Romano, Sam Whitelock. Big power you want, big tall timber, big fatties you want running the ship from the front of the field. He throws it down, but they're going to have a bit of a free kick, aren't they, the Lions? Taken quickly as Owen Farrell. He pass it off to Connor Murray, who chips it down as a Crusaders territory. It's loose now. The Crusaders scramble upon it inside the 22. Bryn Hall finds Israel Dag. He puts boot to ball and puts it near the touchline, and it's brilliantly saved by I think it might have been Liam Williams. It was indeed brilliantly saved and salvaged, and the Lions can play on. They pass it through, but now it's loose. The Crusaders have an opportunity to put the pump. Penalty comes the way. In fact, it's just a knock on. Knock on comes the way of the Crusaders, and we'll have a scrum. A good opportunity for them, Nick.
Yeah, it is. Well, we've seen a lot of messy play in all the Lions games, really, and it's no different in this match. There's quite a lot of loose ball and a few handling skills that are lacking.
Yeah, I think that's part of the conditions because it's a cold night in Christchurch, only 7 degrees. It's a little bit sunny. The sun's not out anymore though, so that didn't really make any sense. But
it's actually a bloody warm night for Christchurch.
Boys, I'm probably sure it is sunny somewhere in the world, so let's run with that.
In Philadelphia, probably.
The lights are on.
I don't know if you got
the
reference.
I didn't get that reference.
It's always sunny in Philadelphia. Have you ever heard of that?
I haven't, no. And
surely someone has.
Of course.
What about Cuba? No, it's not April anymore.
That's true. A little bit of a reference to some New Zealand songs. Of course, both of us, all 3 of us wearing Hawaiian shirts to mark not really any occasion tonight, but it's taken quickly off a free kick from the Crusaders. Cross-kicked by the Crusaders, Richie Mo'unga. Taken down was George Bridge, but it's taken into touch after that. It's slightly anticlimactic, this game. You see some brilliance, and then you get all excited, and then you just put back in your place.
You just get shat on, don't you?
Yeah, well, that kick almost came off, but in the end it was a bit shitty because he was isolated and had nowhere to go. But over that white line. And no, it's not cocaine.
Good thinking, though, by Richie Mo'unga.
Might be in a league game though, Bradley.
Yeah, well, if you see a Kiwis captain sniffing it, you get a bit worried.
If you see Ali Williams sniffing it, you get a bit worried as well.
Mate, I'd be worried if I was a seal if I was bloody near Ali Williams.
More love to
No,
be...
that's Andrew. That's
Oh, that's Andrew Hall, sorry.
Yeah. Andrew
More
Hall.
love to be line out, and the Lions have it. Taken at the back is Connor Murray, but he's getting a bit annoyed he's not getting the pill. Rumbling forward, they've been told to use it once, and now they do. Connor Murray stabs it down, and that finds touch just over the halfway line inside Lions territory. Crusaders territory. I'm all over the place tonight. Gentlemen, I had a blue card in my rugby match today. I was refereeing. I gave the blue card. Someone was suspected concussion.
shit.
What a dick.
What game
He's
was
just
that?
ruined his rugby career for 23 days.
That's true. He's out for 23 days. Unlucky, mate, but he was having a dart after the match. Smoking a good one.
What game was that?
A rugby game. Anyway, here we go. The Lions. They win the turnover of the line out. Connor Murray feeds it to his teammates. They go left. They're appealing for a head-high tackle on Ben Teo. Advantage comes. Owen Farrell. Pass it off. Quick hands by Stu Hogg, but it's penalty in midfield for offside. And, of course, going over the ball, hands in the ruck. 11 minutes gone. It's still 0-0 here.
11 minutes have gone, and it's surprising to see how formatted the Lions' defence is, and they're really finding gaps in Crusaders' line as well when they've got ball in hand. They're playing really well actually compared to what they did last week, and even though last week wasn't a bad game, the boys are really putting their heart out there.
Farrell points toward the post, and it's reasonably high, that tackle. Probably had a case to prove as the Lions. Bradley Richardson, any comments?
Yeah, I'm just actually trying to debate in my head whether the time was off because I have a feeling I haven't screwed it up already, which is a monumental thing for me.
12 minutes gone, and he's. But let's be honest, we haven't had any stoppages, Bradley. That's
Yeah, I
probably
know, but
why.
it wouldn't surprise me if I stopped it without there being a stoppage. Just to cover all
Nick
bases.
Van Bar, your favourite kicker. Let's talk us through this.
All right, and now he gazes at the ball. Can't see his face anymore, but there he goes. He puffs a bit of cold air into it, and he shoves his head onto a funny angle and just looks up and down while rocking side to side like a bloody ballerina. Now, as he marches up to the ball with that arched back, and it goes straight between the posts, and that is over.
What an absolute champion of a beard that was. The Lions fans are happy they're actually leading for once in a game this tour.
Well, I'll be as happy as a bloody penguin. No, I've used that one before. I'm going to give you
A
something.
clam at high
something
tide,
new.
you haven't
Happy
used
happy as a clam at high tide.
Pig and shit.
Hey, I've used that many times. Richie Mo'unga to get us underway again. The Crusaders put it up into the skies. Over goes Peter O'Mahony. But now they have a ruck on first phase. Connor Murray. Once more. Fires it to a nearby player to get him some better field position to put it into the skies again. Box kicked. It's loose, and now the Lions have it again to Lupi Faletau. Connor Murray off to Marco Vunipola on the 10-metre line of their own territory. The Lions have it. Kicked by Owen Farrell. Relatively decent kick to put the Crusaders under pressure. It works because he's lost it. And he's lost it forward indeed as Richie Mo'unga. The Lions, it's one-way traffic at the moment.
Yeah, well, the Lions are absolutely kicking the shit out of the ball every time they get it. Not sure how well it's going to pay off against the All Blacks because you would expect the All Blacks to get that 9 times out of 10 with the likes of Ben Smith at the back. Nick.
I like to see Ben Smith. He's bloody amazing, isn't he? He could if he was in Donald Trump's ISIS sort of fighting thing, he could defuse any bloody bomb that ISIS throws at him.
That's probably a good point. That's really probably a good point.
Is it a good point or is it really probably?
And the the Lions to feed the scrum. 30 metres out from their line. The steam coming out of that scrum is immense. Penalty to the Lions straight away. There's no pissing around by Matthew Raynell. Jeez, he's really not hesitating there.
He's really not. He's got no time to waste. And it's good to see how much effort they're really putting into this game at the moment, and we're only 14 minutes in. It's unbelievable. And every time there's a breakdown, I have noticed that there is a lot more defence towards that breakdown to stop the Crusaders from really dominating there.
That looks like a bloody yummy apple ball. It doesn't look great quality.
It is a bit of a strange design on that ball.
Who makes it? Adidas?
Adidas, yes, Adidas, depending on what part of the world you come from. Owen Farrell gets another opportunity to put it over the crossbar through the sticks. And I'm sure that Nick Van Bar will be loving to look at this again.
Here he comes again with his shifty eyes. Mate, the head tilted, rocking side to side, tilted, shady bloody eyes.
Mate, he's even throwing you off.
He's walked up about 5 times to that ball now to see if it's in line. Are you happy with it now, you bloody nitpicker?
Oh, he's an absolute nitpicker. Like, he's just killing time. Like,
Right.
he just wants the match, the tour to be over and
There
done
he
with.
goes, there he goes. The classic rocking and the just staring and then chucking his head back to the ball and staring at the post again.
To be honest, if someone did this in my game, I'd probably give him a blue card. So they're lucky.
You'd give anyone a blue card.
Well,
It's that power. You thrive on it.
that's true. A brilliant drone shot says the posts were wide enough for the ball to go through. The ball sails through. Every Lions supporter in the crowd has a grin on their face because it is 6 points to 0 with not long gone, only 16 minutes.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of drunk people in Ireland and England at the moment.
Yeah, well, it's about to have a kick. Gone to Lions 22, just managed to get a hold of it. They look to attack.
Marco Vunipola, actually it's not, it's Jamie George. He captained the team last week to Jamie George, his rival of Ken Owens. And it didn't do a great job. Kicked into the hands of Israel Dag.
But not called.
They're going to play on the referees. It's like a slip and slide out there, I'll tell you that much. Sliding everywhere seems to be after a tackle, which will be dangerous when you're near the touchline. Flirting with that touchline. The Crusaders, they lose the possession they had. Midfield of the halfway line. Now the Lions have it. Charge down. A kick was Owen Farrell's by Richie Mwanga. But Matthew Raynell, he blows his whistle. Let's be honest, it's not as exciting as what we had last week in the opening sort of 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, I was expecting a bit of start from the Crusaders, but they haven't really made a presence in this game yet. Just some silly errors at costly times. You'd expect them to improve from here and really take it to this Lions side.
Well, we must agree with the Crusaders that the Lions are really playing at their best at the moment, and they've really picked up since last week. I feel that as soon as they sort of get into the game more and get a bit worn out, that the Crusaders will really show their dominance again.
Well, it is only 18 minutes gone, but these boys are sweating more like Grandma on top. It's a cold night in Christchurch, as Nick Van Bar said earlier. Turnovers conceded, 5 conceded by the Crusaders. And now another penalty conceded by the Crusaders as well. Penalty to the Lions. And he's going to have a bit of a word as Matthew Raynell. He's not happy with this Crusaders team. And I must say that Sam Whitelock isn't too impressed, but I don't think he has an option. He's going to have a chin wag. Matthew Raynell's telling him to sort his shit out in scrum time.
I think Nigel Owens would be telling people to sort the shit out rather than this bloody ref. Because Nigel Owens really likes to tell it how it is.
Today's commentary brought to you by Oxygen. Keeps us alive, keeps us going. So big shout out to Oxygen for all it does for us.
Yeah, well, the sponsor for this Lions tour.
Yeah, they're influential in everyone's lives is Oxygen, and we thank them for their efforts.
Bit of H2O.
That's the next tour. Nick, you've just disclosed some information that was confidential.
Oh yeah, true.
The Lions throw it into the line out after a big kick, I should say rather, And as Bradley whispers to himself, Connor Murray flicks it on from the maul. They feed it to the backs to the Lions. It's all their ball now. Stuart Hogg takes it down. 15 out from the line. Crusaders territory. But it's all the Lions' possession. Scrappy. And now turned over. It's lost forward. The Crusaders have it.
Stuart Hogg really hogged that.
Good use of wordplay there by fellow commentator Nick Van Bar. Now back into Hogg's hands. He kicks it down. He's taken off the ball. And the TMO, Marius Yonka, may be in the game quite early here. They're going to play on for the time being. He's still down. He's not good at all, is Stu Hogg. It's scrappy once more. The Crusaders, they lose it. Lost forward. Well, they can't seem to create a decent play here, the Crusaders, as Stuart Hogg has blood on his head. He's not in a good state.
He's got blood everywhere. It's been busted wide open.
He is combed.
He's run into his own teammate's elbow.
He is combed. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't get a
Mate, his
blue
eye
card
is
either.
gone. Like, I don't think it's there anymore.
I don't think he knows what day it is.
Mate, it might be bloody Tuesday in his head.
May as well be, because that looked like it really hit hard.
Oh, right on the
and
eye.
he ran right in at the angle where you can't even move.
Mate, and then
Oh.
Connor Murray, it was he ran into, chucked his hands in the air like he just doesn't care and thinks, what the hell have I done? Am I going to get penalised for this? Hogg walks off the field with two trainers hand in hand, still covering his eye. Shit, it does not look good. Jakey, finish with your Mora bar there.
What the hell's a cameraman doing on the field?
Well, they're allowed to be there now.
Right, he should get the hell off.
Yeah, it was interesting seeing the Australian game earlier. They were actually interviewing Michael Cheika during the second half. Like, the game was being played and he was on TV being interviewed.
Aussies, no surprises there.
Bit retarded.
Anthony Watson comes on. Yeah, Stu Hogg is attended to. He's got 15 minutes to sort himself out.
Watson looks like he's been holding on to an electric fence. His hair's going a bit upright.
That's true. The Englishman loves his dreadlocks.
If you've got the old Gallagher fencing unit, yeah, you get a bit of a shock, I guess. Might be enough to stick your hair up like that.
Back in 2014, Anthony Watson actually made his debut in New Zealand, against New Zealand, on the Steinlager series. So, international rugby, he's at home here in New Zealand. Scrum time anyway. The Lions have the pill. They feed on the halfway line. Messi, blown off their own ball, the Lions, penalty to the Crusaders.
And
Wow,
there's a bit of biffo.
Hey, that's a good one for the Crusaders.
Oh no, there are a few hits in there, I think. They're really going hard.
The Horse Trotters are very pumped up about that one, and rightly so. It was a brilliant scrum, but a bit of handbags afterwards. Well, it's not a good rugby game unless you've got a bit of handbags, a bit of jersey pulling, a bit of jersey ripping at stages.
Mate, his whole jersey's been ripped off.
I expect the referee to have a look at that. Time is off, I'm assuming.
They have been blown right off of that ball.
That is a scrum and a half.
Unbelievable.
Really shows the work that an All Black Type 5 can do. Destroyed one of the best Northern Hemisphere scrums you'll see.
Well, the referee looks about as stressed as an angry woman under pressure. And the Crusaders, it's a good scrum after getting penalised a number of times.
Yeah, time was off. I was correct. That's a big call from me, and you know, I
Well
put myself out there, and I came up trumps. Do you think coming up trumps actually came from Donald Trump?
I don't know.
Maybe his father.
That sounds
or
like
his-
something you would know,
his
Jack.
grandfather.
That's true. Donald Trump. Give us a bit of a chat in the chat. I didn't really mean to use chat twice there, but I did, and I regret it immediately. Give us a bit of a chin wag in the chat, and Bradley Richardson alongside me, inside Nick. He'll answer your questions. Overthrown and bumped off Marco Vunipola, and a dive to get the ball was Bryn Hall. The Crusaders inside their 22 get their first opportunity in the game to really put the pressure on the Lions.
and the pressure they have put on, because there is quite a bit of tension between these two teams.
It's a quick bit of pressure.
Bryn Hall on the third phase finds Hayden Bedwell Curtis, the 26-year-old from the Manawatu. Passed, and now it's lost.
Advantage Crusaders knocked on there.
Bad pass, but luckily the Crusaders still have it. Taufua gives it to Todd. He loses it forward. So advantage is, well, it was over, said the referee. Quick advantage there. No advantage gained at all, but he's called it over anyway. The Crusaders now on the defence. Working under advantage now as the Lions as well. Connor Murray finds Owen Farrell. Please do not think I'm drunk from all the slurs I've been doing tonight. I can assure you I'm as sober as a judge. Kick down. Finds Israel Dag. Puts a bit of toe. Well, he's got more toe than a Roman Jandal does Israel Dag, but he finds himself on the deck. Passed off. Bryn Hall. Richie Moanga. Now again to Hayden Bedwell Curtis. He's been in this game a lot this so far. Once more inside, outside. Bryn Hall surges into the 22. Penalty advantage comes for sealing the ball. Penalty comes. And well, the Crusaders not happy with the ball thrown away. But this is an opportunity. Another one in some good field position.
These two teams are more unstable than Christchurch on 2011.
Too soon, Nick. I'm sorry. That's too soon.
That's too soon. That's
Well,
too
they are.
soon.
They bloody well are.
That's really too soon.
This is 6 years ago.
It's more unstable than Jade Stadium.
It's more unstable than Donald Trump's presidency.
That's true.
That's just a fact.
That's true.
It's not very stable.
Probably we can make some jokes about Theresa May as well. Probably as stable as Theresa May's prime ministership.
The Twin Towers, maybe too.
Too soon.
Too soon.
I think 16 years is time enough to recover from it.
Brandy, talk us through this decision to go for the shot, Richie Moanga, instead of having a crack at the line.
Yeah, well, the captain of the Crusaders had gone up to, what's his name, Matthew Raynell, and said, I'll take the shot. So then Raynell has grasped his hands beside him. He's pointed up towards the post and has said shot called. Therefore, the team was run onto the field and they must take the shot. Jake, is that what you're looking for?
Not quite. Nick Van Bar.
What am I meant to say?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think, just going back about it, isn't it a Roman sandal? Not a Roman jandal?
Same shit, different smell. Tomato. Although there's nothing different.
As the kick sails between the posts, while you guys are having a chin wag.
That was what I was going to say. I was going to say there's nothing different about that. That is straight and centre. Richie Moanga brings the deficit back down to 3. 25 gone. The Crusaders versus the British and Irish Lions.
Have we got any yarns going on the chat yet?
Brady Richardson, of course, on the chat. He's going to bring some stuff up when he can. Kick through off the kickoff. And now the Lions have it 10 metres out from the line, Crusaders territory. I feel as if we're fundamentally missing some big moments in this match of commentary. The Lions kick it on. Lost forward though. Well, it's been the story of their night.
Both teams have been doing it. They just can't seem to hold on to the bloody ball.
Anticlimactic stuff here as Brady Richardson is going to go and check out this chat.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it at the moment. Someone said this is too funny. Not quite sure what he was referring to, but I think we are pretty funny.
If we may say so ourselves on behalf of Brady Richardson.
I'm getting yelled at for saying that. Who the hell is this?
Not the nicest of people is that man. Richie Moanga, he's tapping the head of Alan Wynne Jones, trying to wind him up.
Guys. Where did the M&Ms go? Shit. Yeah, toss them over here, mate.
Mate, that is a great point. That is the point of the night.
Oh,
Screw this rugby game. There are M&Ms around.
Bloody oath.
Of course, Josh McWilliam, Felix Pinnick alongside us, sort of steering the Titanic, as I like to call it. this sinking ship of a commentary. They were at the helm of this thing, and we thank them for it. Kieran Reid. That's the water boy.
It's enough for this first half, Nick.
Kieran Reid, the water boy tonight. I bet it's quite cool to be out there. Brad Richardson, you like your water?
Oh yeah, I really do. You know, it's good. As Nick spoiled earlier, H2 is the sponsor of our next. Well, guys, that was a hard one to set up, but we got there. So I'd prefer we talk about oxygen this one. Stick away from that H2O.
Yeah, that's true. I've been drinking water for all my life, so I'd know about
Have
it.
you?
Yeah,
I started when I was about 7.
Well done. Well done. Put it to the scrum. Bryn Hall, actually. He fakes it because he's not too happy. Raynell, the Frenchman. He's got a fellow Frenchman as the AR2 tonight. Pascal Gauzier and Angus Gardner with him. Marius Jonker, former Super Rugby referee. He's in the TMO box.
This scrum is taking a hell of a long time. Man, I could have hit this over and done with and kicked out in bloody half time already.
Taking a bit.
27 gone here in Addington. The Crusaders, the horse trotters, as we like to call them, feed the scrum through Bryn Hall. Holds it at the back and then gives it off to George Bridge, who kicks it and finds his ass on the ground afterwards. Slippery here in Christchurch. Relatively good kick despite his consequence of it, Bradley.
Yeah, it just held up just enough so the Lions couldn't take a quick throw there. Crusaders up relatively quickly and got themselves into a good position on the 50-metre line.
Right on the 50-metre line, they'll use that as their mark. And Angus Gardner, well, he's a champion of a referee, isn't he? Sliding in the first match. Boys, you want to talk?
No.
Bit of awkward silence always does the world a bit of good, you know.
Well, it looks like Johnny Sexton, for the second time in 2 games, is coming on bloody early. And Jonathan Davies, he'll be taken off.
Unlucky oos.
Jonathan Davies hasn't had too much of an impact on this game. I don't think he'll have much of an impact anymore. Thrown in is Jamie George. Now the Lions look to do something with it. Probably going to knock it on soon. That's what I bet. Connor Murray on the 3rd phase finds Johnny Sexton, who in turn finds Farrell with a bullet pass. Surprised he caught it. He couldn't catch a cold. Well, isn't that a joke? Penalty to the Lions. Crusaders offside. Well, shit, this is getting frustrating to watch.
Well, that was a bit of a classic gag there, Jake. Couldn't catch a cold. How many times have you used that one?
You know, I've used it a couple of times. I've actually got a cold at the moment. So, boys, if you've got a runny nose tomorrow, I apologise. And if anyone listening has a cold tomorrow, then I'd like to report that, because that's some voodoo shit right there.
Maybe they just get it naturally from like their mums or something.
From their mums?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, their mum could have a cold.
That's true. That's
what I meant.
Yeah, rightio.
Where did the cold start? Who got the first cold?
That's a good point. Who got the first
It's
cold?
like, who got the... what came first, the chicken or the egg? Who got the first cold, you know?
Oh, well, I think we've found a new saying. Who got the first cold?
What came first, the rugby or the ball? Shit.
Rugby, because it was a soccer ball that was first played with. Lions take it down from the line out, and now they've mounted a rumbling maul. Jamie George holds it at the back. They go to ground as some of the Crusaders, but they keep it going to the Lions. Murray finds Johnny Sexton, Liam Williams runner on the cut ball. They run into each other, but he's going to play on as the referee. Raynell, penalty to the Lions, and you'd think that they're going to get talked to here, the Crusaders. A lot of penalties now.
Or just a few, you know. A few too many, I'd say.
I hope they score a bloody try soon, because I'm starting to get a bit bored, to be 100% honest. It's going from one side of the field to the other side without anything happening.
Just a bit of half an hour of nothing so far, really.
She's even Stevens, the referee, Matthew Raynell. He looks like Mr. Bean just as much as his fellow countrymen of Pascal Garcia and Jerome Garcias. It must be a French thing. If you're French and you're listening, please tell us something about that, or if you know French, just give us some counsel us on this, because we think that if you're from France, you look like Mr. Bean on the basis of what we've seen so far.
Didn't Mr. Bean go to France in the movie?
Yeah, we did, and Mr. Bean's big summer holiday, I think it was.
Yeah, that's the one.
As the Lions kick it over, add 3 points to their total.
Owen Farrell kicks it once more. He's a strange critter, Owen Farrell, but he's a good rugby player nonetheless. 31 gone, 9 plays, 3 here in Addington. The Lions, they're ahead by 6, and I must say this is probably the biggest lead they've had all tour.
And it's also one of the least exciting leads ever, really. Oh, well done, Bradley. You kicked over the bloody M&Ms.
The M&Ms are the story of our night here tonight.
Well,
and as we get back to the rugby match, Lions have it off the kickoff. They box kick it now into the hands of Israel Dag. Safe in the hands of Israel Dag. He'll never put one down if it's pissing down with rain, that guy. Passed off, and now Joe Moody takes it forward. 60 caps for the Crusaders, Joe Moody. He's a stalwart of this team now. The Crusaders are playing under advantage, under lost forward advantage. Bryn Hall fires it away to the left. Made inroads now. Bad pass by Israel Dag. He's angry with himself because the Lions have it now. Now they're on the attack. Colin Murray taken down. Loose ball again. The Lions snap it up. Sean O'Brien on the charge. 30 metres out from the line, inside Crusaders territory. Flicked wide to this near side of the field of the camera stand. Connor Murray goes back to the right. It's a bad pass, and now the Crusaders have it. Richie Mo'unga finds himself in space. It's a foot race against Sean O'Brien, but he takes it back and then passes inside to Jack Goodhue. 15 out from the line. The Lions are now on the defence. Advantage to the Crusaders. Now they've got an opportunity. They've got some insurance. And now the Crusaders again. Bryn Hall fires it to Matt Todd, the vice-captain of this Crusaders team tonight. Richie Mo'unga under advantage, puts a cross kick in. Taken down, well, nearly taken by Seta Tamani Valu. And the referee is going back for a penalty.
Some of these advantages Raynell is playing have been absolutely ridiculous. They've been too long and a mile too short.
Oh, it's just, that was really unusual. We went from the Lions almost scoring to the Crusaders almost scoring to it gets stolen off and the Lions are almost at it. Then the Crusaders bolt down the end of the paddock and don't even secure a try, but lose it again.
Yeah, well, Richie Mo'unga got mowed down by a lock.
Flanker, but nonetheless, great to see you paying attention to the game, Bradley.
Some shit.
Good cross kick, great awareness of his advantage is Richie Mo'unga. He's a good player. Unlucky to miss out on that All Black team. Although, you know, it's a hotly contested position, the first 5/8 position in New Zealand. Of course, we've seen some greats over the years. Carlos Spencer, Andrew Merton, Stan Carter, you know, Bowden Barrett carving his name into that category as well. They kick it out and they'll have a line out, the Crusaders. 5 metres out, maybe just a bit more, 6 or 7 metres out from the line. They'll look to probably rumble the ball and see how far they can get it. Goes down the throat of Sam Whitelock. Now the ball rumbles. They've got a head of steam up, but they head to the ground anyway. Passed off to David Havili. A metre out from the line, the Crusaders. Off to Jordan Tafua. He darts to the line. He looks as if he's over it. But the ball comes back. Bryn Hall searches in the ruck to find it. Passes it off to one of the backs. I didn't quite see who it was. Advantage 2, but not rolling away. Matthew Raynell surely going to get a yellow card shortly. The Pigs move again. Crusaders pick and go. Bryn Hall searches for it. The Crusaders are appealing. Time off. Says Raynell, we may be seeing a try.
Their hand goes up just as the ball shoots out the back of the Crusaders' defence. I don't understand if that was a try because the ball did end up shooting out the back. So
Bit of heat here, Bradley.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Crusaders go into this game half-time with the lead. It's been a story of the Lions tour so far. They haven't actually had a half-time lead this tour.
I'll go to the TMO. Marius Jonker, he was used a hell of a lot in the Blues game. Not so much tonight. And he's had his work cut out for him for the last 2 matches.
What a name that is, Marius Jonker.
Jonker,
you love to have that name.
Jonker, you plonker.
Yeah, well, it is a reasonably good game. Bradley, talk us through this.
A bit of a colossus of people under the goalpost. A couple Crusaders players claim a try, but I don't think they could see shit because one of them standing at the back where the referee is, and the referee couldn't see anything. So I would trust the man in the Specsavers jersey over the Crusaders player, but yet again that could be a bit of a hypocritical statement, as that might be saying this, he needs Specsavers which he's not wearing, but I actually have no idea if this is a try or not, so I'm just starting to talk out my ass.
Nick,
I'm going to say no try.
Nick, can you see anything?
No.
Well, considering we're looking at the exact same thing, I don't think it'd make that much of a difference.
Well, you never know. Some people can see other see some things that other people can't. For instance, if someone's blind and someone isn't, then the one person who isn't blind would be able to see what the blind people can't see.
Well, I can see through your bullshit and you can't, so...
Yeah, well, I'd just like to point out that a blind person would probably actually do a better job commentating than us.
That's true. Marius Jonker gives this decision to Matthew Raynell. Not really looking that great for the Crusaders. He's having a chin wag. He may have seen something we haven't. Marius Jonker. He goes back to the line. And try time! No, it's not. It's a penalty. I got excited. I apologise.
He went like that with his arms. How did you get try from that?
Well, I didn't see that, Nick, seeing as though...
Yeah, we'll see. We do see different things then.
Yeah, exactly. And Richie Mwanga points to the post. And they're going to narrow this gap. Or... Bradley, big call.
Oh, why the hell would you take the 3? You go for the try. You're versing the bloody Lions, for God's sakes.
Line out again. Similar position to where they were last time, the Crusaders. Down by 6. Approaching 4 minutes to go. Penalties conceded. There's been 11 in this match. A little bit less than what we had last week at the same position in time. Cody Taylor to throw. He gets the call. They go to the back. Do the Crusaders. Quickly whipped off and it's lost forward by Jordan Taufua. The Lions are stoked with that, rightly so. Very, very unforced error by the Crusaders. They will be disappointed with that.
The Lions have still got to get out of here. They've shown not much of ability to do so far. Hand came in from Vunipola and knocked it out of his hand. Number 8. Who's that? Jordan Taufua. Should have just listened to what you just said, Jake.
Well, it's great to see player awareness, player knowledge up there from the commentary team tonight. We put a lot of effort in.
I printed off 4 team sheets today.
Well, congratulations, Bradley. 3 to go in this one. In this half, I should say. We're not approaching full time anytime soon. Penalty to the Lions. The Crusaders are pissed off. Sam Whitelock seems as if he's just witnessed a murder. And I think he probably just witnessed a robbery.
How come the Lions are going backwards and go up, but the Crusaders get penalised? Are you not allowed to push a team in a scrum anymore?
Yeah, well, Bradley, I think if you watched it properly, maybe the pressure was put on by the Crusaders in an illegal fashion. We'll probably have a look at the line out, and we will indeed.
It was a scrum.
Crusaders, yeah, that's fair enough. Really putting the heat on the Crusaders, forcing the Lions to go up. It was Joe Moody.
Are you not allowed to do that?
No, you're not. Of course you're not. Why are you allowed to push someone up, Bradley? You push straight. It's penalty all day, any day. And the Lions to throw on the halfway line on the far side of the field. Sacked immediately, the maul. And they'll have to play quickly. Jamie George. Now Connor Murray. Boxy he does. On the halfway line again. Kicks it down the throat of George Bridge. First year in this Crusaders team. Played his debut against the Brumbies earlier in the year. He wouldn't have thought last year he'd be playing the British and Irish Lions. Now, kicked again, the Crusaders. And the Lions have it. Anthony Watson. Short dreadlocks. Takes it down. The Lions look to quickly whip it wide. They do so. Ben Teo finds himself near the line. Stripped away by the Crusaders.
Played the ball on the ground.
But they're going to play penalty. In fact, no rolling away by the Crusaders.
Are you allowed to play a ball on the ground now too?
That's extremely harsh.
Well, that's why they got the penalty, I think.
That's extremely harsh.
Well, no, it was not rolling away, but the Lions, the ball was stripped. He was lying on the ground, so he grabbed it and put it back on his own side.
Dag was in trouble there. He couldn't get out of that, and I feel sorry for the players who get stuck in that sort of situation because you can't roll away.
Time's off. Raynell is going to have a bit of a yarn to Sam Whitelock, rather. There's so many of them. It's almost a crapshoot to get their names right. Perfect field position here, Nick Van Maar. The Lions, here's a big opportunity before the halftime break.
Yeah, well, we just thought that there was a big opportunity for the Crusaders as well, but they got shut down, so you never know what's going to happen.
That's true. Cruz takes it down. Sorry I interrupt you there, but they've got the ball. The Lions, 10 metres out now. They're on the back foot. They're counted by the Crusaders. Was perfect. Marco Vunipola. They're really on the back foot now. Still inside the 22, though, the Lions. Murray on the third phase finds George Cruz. Smashed in a tackle and now fed away, the Lions. Midfield just inside the 22 again. Johnny Sexton inside to Marco Vunipola. The seventh phase comes up on our screen. It's half time right now. We go 40 minutes. The Lions feed it back now into the hands of Ben Teo. 20 metres out. Possible turnover. In fact, it's not. The Lions again. Talupi Faletau. In one of the longest strings of phases they've had tonight. Owen Farrell. Backdoor to Johnny Sexton. Then to O'Brien. And then he finds Liam Williams. 10 metres out now, the Lions. They're under the pump, the Crusaders. After Marco Vunipola. Not sold by the decoy man, the Crusaders. Penalty. In fact, no, it's just, he's waving his arms as referee right now. Turned over, the Crusaders have it. Into the hands of George Bridge. David Arnelli now, on the ground. Why the hell they're not kicking it out, I don't know. Right inside their 22. Off to Richie Mwanga. He puts it into touch. We're going to half-time here at Addington. The Lions, they are ahead for the first time in this tour at half-time. It's 9-3. Stay with us here at PYJAMA. The second half, 9-3 Lions over the Crusaders at half-time.
PYJAMA is proud to bring you the 2017 DHL British and Irish Lions Tour of New Zealand with our experts Jake O'Flaherty.
Try to the All Blacks. Pete Smith off to Julius Severe's in the corner.
Bradley Richardson.
Oh yeah, that was a brilliant try by Israel Gag. Didn't actually see what happened, but I just heard the name of who scored and I assumed it was amazing.
Ben Brownlee.
I can't even speak, I'm just speechless.
And Nick Van Bar.
Yeah, in the end, brilliant outcome.
Follow our social media on Twitter and Instagram, live and on demand on YouTube.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Addington. It's half time. 9 versus 3. Lions versus Crusaders. How good's this first half, Nick?
Yeah, it's been a tough first half. There's both teams have really put their hearts out there, and there are a few ball handling errors, but it's been back and forth the whole game really. From one side of the paddock to the other side, we've had some really close calls and almost seen a few tries. However, there haven't been any so far.
Yeah, that's a good call, Nick. That's a really bloody good call.
Been a few close calls.
Matthew Roundell blows time on. We're underway here. And a maul's formed from the kickoff almost immediately. Alan Wynne-Jones. The maul's going towards the touchline, but it's quickly taken by Peter O'Mahony. Now the Lions, 22 metres out, inside their territory. They put a box kick in, down the throat of, I think it was George Bridge. In fact, it was. Passed off again in midfield. 45 out the Crusaders from their line. Lions territory they're in. Bryn Hall. Jamie George rather. I'm all over the place. Gets a bit of a flyer there. He's not picked up though by the referees. Bryn Hall puts a kick in. Finds some space. And now Liam Williams inside the 22 has to clear. And they're going to carry on. It's been a minute of helter-skelter. The Crusaders now have it. George Bridge again. I've mentioned before, first time in the Crusaders outfit this year. After Jack Goodhue. Bryn Hall again. 20 on the 10 metre line. Passed off to the backs. It's brutal stuff here. As you would expect. Havili fires it off to
From the
Jack
side.
Goodhue. It's kicked through now. And now there's a bit of a race on to scramble upon the pill. Israel Dad kicks it into touch. Bit of a pirouette by Angus Gardner to put his flag up. And his arm is out toward the way of the Lions.
Are you allowed to go in from the rucks from the side now?
Bradley, your condescending attitude toward calls is not the greatest for the referees.
Well, are you allowed to come in from the rucks from the side now? Because that's exactly what the Lions player did.
You're only
Israel Dag played very well there just by kicking it out. I mean, he was there alone, and because Bradley's talking out of his ass, I thought I might as well take over.
Fair enough. 9, the Lions. Crusaders 3. Jamie George throws it in. It's taken by the Crusaders. Good turnover there. Richie Moanga has it in his hands. Put boot to ball. Perfectly timed to bounce and find George North in a bit of pressure. We haven't seen much of him tonight, George North. Although they kick it back down and have found some real estate. The Lions. Israel Dag has to scamper upon that. Doesn't put the greatest of kicks in. And now the Lions to Lupi Faletau. Smashes Matt Todd 30 metres out inside the Crusaders line. The Lions, bad pass to the backs. Owen Farrell off to Marco Vunipola, and he finds Ben Teo. Once more, they shifted that way. Marco Vunipola gets his hands on the ball again. They flick it back in a new phase. George Cruz. Murray finds O'Mahony. And again, penalty to the Lions. No clear release. Another opportunity to extend their lead.
There has been no lack of big hits in this game, and in this whole series pretty much. There has only been 3 games, but I mean, they're blowing people off everywhere. There's a lot of competition between the Lions and whoever they're really facing. And it's good to see a lot of big hits in the play.
Yeah, well, just to clarify, Nick meant blowing them off in a tackle. They aren't gay.
Yeah.
Hope.
No, I hope not. If Nigel Owens was reffing, it might be a different story.
Yeah, he'd be all over that one.
Owen Farrell. Another opportunity for him to kick, but talk us through this, Dick Van Bar. What a hit.
Yeah, big hit there. He didn't really go low, so he didn't get as much pressure in as he could have. But still, there are some bloody big hits in this game, and it's really good to see the raw emotion of the two players in the teams.
Just before Bradley talks the kick through, just a bit of a fact of the day. Passwords are in fact like underwear. You should never leave them out where people can see them. You should change them regularly, and you shouldn't loan them out to strangers.
Yeah, well, I think that quite makes sense to me because I've never changed my password, just like I've never changed my underwear. As the kick misses over the top of the post, do you give it or don't you give it?
Well, you can't give it. Nick Van Maar, do you agree to the fact that being famous on Instagram is like being rich in Monopoly?
It really is, isn't it? Because, how do you say it though? Because if you are rich in Monopoly, it's just... Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you there.
We go down after a 22, the Lions have it. And they belt it back down in a game of force back of sorts. George Bridge boots the shit out of it, back down. Well, that wasn't very productive, was it? Johnny Sexton boots a ball, and that's huge kick. And lost down by Israel Digg, the first time he'll bloody drop a ball anywhere. Peter O'Mahony scrambles. Now Big Tio. Big Tio finds some support out on his wing, but tackled was Liam Williams into touch. The Crusaders are getting an option of a scrum or a line out.
Yeah, well, you'd take the scrum, surely. The line-out hasn't been working that well for either teams. It's been a bit shit, to be honest. Just like that pass. Liam Williams, I'm surprised he hasn't been yellow-carded yet. Should have been yellow-carded twice last week.
Yep.
That statement was a bit of a showstopper.
It really was. Well, Jake, do you have anything to add?
Well, I'm not too sure myself.
If there's a break in play, does that mean we get a break as well? Because, talking is bloody hard.
You'd think so. Normally I can talk the ears off a mug. But right now I'm a little bit shell-shocked. 46 gone.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Bryn Hall flicks it. And now the Crusaders in midfield. Bryn Hall again looks to box kick the bastard and does so. Puts it into touch. The Crusaders will have a line out.
Is the ball bastard now?
Well,
Is there a nickname for it?
I said it anyway. I apologise.
It's the first word that came to mind. You're thinking bastards. Yeah. Was that going through your mind at that point in time?
Well, not at the moment. I feel as if I'm a little bit distracted from this. I should probably get my head in the game like Troy Bolton in High School Musical. Back door. Sean O'Brien passes off and Johnny Sexton scrambles upon it. The Lions have it again. 45 out. Flick it wide. Marco Vunipola. Murray again. Flicks it left. They're in midfield yet again and they continue to go the same way. Smacked along. Owen Farrell finds some good... Oh, what a kick that is.
Brilliant kick.
Yeah, what a kick that is. Dane Cole, don't you just love the look of Dane Cole? What a man.
It's Dan Cole, but anyway.
It's the same shit.
Yeah, I reckon. Well, I was starting to think that Owen Farrell was as useless as a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest, but he's doing well.
Where are you getting this from?
Is the one-legged man allowed to wear a prosthetic?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
He'd just shoot down the door. He'd just shoot down the door of the bathroom then.
You've got to think of the logistics of these sometimes.
Great reference there, Nick Van Bar.
Yeah, thanks.
I don't get it.
Well, you don't get much, to be quite fair. Cody Taylor to throw. He's got an angry old lady in his ear behind him, yelling for him to throw it as straight as he can, and he does so. Sam Whitelock.
That was just as straight as Robin Williams on a good day.
Bryn Hall finds David Havili to crash it in midfield and put Richie Mwanga on his preferred boot. Puts it into touches, Richie Mwanga, outside the 22. In fact, he doesn't. It's bloody close to it, but brilliantly kept in field. Anthony Watson goes on a dart. And now the Crusaders are on the back foot. The Lions, through way of Tyke Furlong, have it again. Johnny Sexton sells a dummy, and on the cut ball they go. The Lions again. Murray looks to go left, does so. Bit of a worky move here, something you see at training, but that didn't pull off as Ben Teo lost it. Connor Murray again shifts it left, quick ball into the hands of Liam Williams, and he's lost the ball forward. Well, this is frustrating.
It's been a bit helter-skelter this half so far. No one's really had an opportunity besides that cat from Oran Farrell that went over the top of the post, and we didn't know actually we were meant to give it or not. But on they come the replacements of the Crusaders. I can't actually read, so I won't be able to give you the numbers. I might have to leave Nick to sort that one out.
Thanks for dumping that on me. Jack McArthur is coming on. Wait, no he's not. No he's not. I have no idea who's coming on. Who is it?
Yeah, well, replacements have been made, and that's...
Brinks. No, sorry. Crusaders. Wrong sheet.
We'll get our men on the ground at that one if we had them, but fortunately we don't, so it's going to be a bit hard.
Well, we apologise for that train wreck.
This whole thing's been a bloody train wreck.
You look at this possession, 63% in favour of the Lions. It's quite a lot, to be quite honest. 56% territory. They've really controlled this match at the Lions. As time is off at 50 minutes. George Bridges played well tonight from the Crusaders. We've seen a lot of them, lads.
Yeah, well, he's building bridges over the Lions' defence. The Lions don't know how to cope. They're like a troll under a bloody bridge. Dan Cole looks like one. Dan Cole, sorry. Get it right that time.
Boys, I'm really excited for Mitchell Hunt to come on. Likewise with you boys.
Are you feeling another 50-metre drop kick?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised. That was outstanding what he did last week in front of a sold-out crowd at the same venue against the Highlanders. Bryn Hall to feed the scrum. Comes to the back. Bit of a shunt put on by the Crusaders. It's gone messy, but it's at the back, so they'll play on. Cleared it, and finally was Bryn Hall. Jack Goodhue in midfield. Makes a dart. Finds himself in space. Puts a kick through. It's a foot race. But George Bridge. Can he get the ball? He loses it forward.
Oh, the Crusaders run for all money. Oh, that was the perfect opportunity. He's disappointed with himself. Could have built a bridge over that one. In fact, he just lost it forward.
George Bridge. My God, he was faster than a chicken being chased by Ronald McDonald. That was amazing.
Mate, it's not the only thing Ronald McDonald's been chasing. 5-year-old girl maybe could have worked as well in that one, or is that not PG?
Oh, I was just trying to be PG. That was unfortunate.
What's the fun of being PG though, Jack?
Yeah, well, that's the first, isn't it?
Great to spot the Chiefs jersey in the crowd. Maybe they booked tickets to the wrong match.
Maybe they're visually impaired. Because, you know, some people don't see what other people see, eh, Jack?
That's true. Nick Van Bar, you talk sense.
It's a close game still. Still only 6 points in it. Still anyone's game. Honestly back the Crusaders' fitness. They've been playing 13, 14 games now compared to the Lions too. They've got that match hardness and they've got Mitchell Hunt on the bench.
That's true, but I do think the Lions will pull through here. If you're in the chat, have a chin wag. Say who you'll think you'll win. Everyone in the chat, say who you think is going to win this. At the moment, we're at 9-3. It's pretty even Stevens. Who's going to win this match? The Lions or the Crusaders?
You're saying that Lions are going to hang strong and not pull out?
Yes.
So they're just going to conceive.
That's your good Catholic values coming through.
Great to see the chat being absolutely fired up at the moment.
What happens if their pull-out game's strong? What do you do then?
Well, I think now you're off topic, Nick.
Yeah, I know.
Well, when are we on topic?
Look, mate, this is a bloody boring match, to be 100% honest. It's 51 minutes and it hasn't been one bloody try. So it's starting to grind my gears.
Yeah, well, it's a forwards match, this one, isn't it? Alan Wynne-Jones, the skipper.
3 different skippers and 3 different matches for the Lions. it goes in contrast to the fact that Sam Warburton was announced skipper. He's actually skipped less time than in the series.
You will have all been Welshmen.
That's not a surprise.
No, it's
the whole
not.
team is pretty much Welsh.
Yeah. Well, it didn't work when they played the Chiefs last year, so they were in for a rude awakening. The Welsh came and got absolutely down-trowed by New Zealand opposition last year.
You've had some relatives join the stream, Jake.
The Crusaders, go the Crusaders, says one of the rallies.
The funny thing is she's on the stream asking where the live stream is.
Well, maybe if you open your eyes, you'll see it.
Hold on.
Where-
Some people can't see what other people see, Jake.
We've had this debate already.
We've already talked about this, mate.
That's true. The Lions defeat the scrum. 10 metres out from the line of their own territory. And Matthew Raynell, not willing to make a decision there. And they're getting testy out here.
Who wouldn't?
Well, they're just having some passing practice now, running some waves.
We've been in the... I swear we've been on the 5 metre line of both sides of the field about 90% of this game and nothing has happened.
Yeah, well, that's been the story of the night. Not only for just the Lions, but the whole of Britain pulling out of that election. No one really won. Like, no one's really going to win this match.
This crowd, pretty excited to see the Lions in town. It's been 12 years since they have seen them.
They'll be pretty pissed off if the Crusaders lose and the Blues won against them.
Well, they'll be pissed off with that call too. Matthew Raynell decides to blow his whistle, put his arm in the air in favour of the Lions, and they'll be able to get out of jail here.
Yeah, well, they played the get out of jail free card quite a lot. They've been not really landing on free parking much this tour, though.
That's very true. Haven't purchased much real estate this season, the Lions.
They've certainly got no Mayfair just yet.
They're starting to go bankrupt, putting all their stuff on mortgage.
Yeah.
9-6, the penalties conceded. Crusaders conceding 9 penalties in the game so far. It has been one-sided, this thing. They haven't been able to get over the line, the Lions. They take it down for the line out. And it's a rolling ball heading toward the touchline, but taken away by Jamie George just in the nick of time. Connor Murray finds Tug Furlong. Now Murray again looks to clear and does so. Box kick chase is good by George North. Contests the ball, but it's won by George Bridge. They're on the deck now. Passed off to Richie Mwanga, and he fires it back down to the other side of the field through over kick. And now Anthony Watson has it. Quick ball, but it's a bad ball to Liam Williams, and it's lost forward as well.
There have been a shitload of handling errors in this game. An unbelievable amount of handling errors.
We've had someone request you to yell out something. Are you going to do it? Shark the balls.
Shark the balls.
Do a Chahu, mate.
Chahu. No, I'm not in the mood for it at the moment, to be honest. Shark the balls, though. Not sure what it means, but I'm happy to say it as we see Quinton Strange come on for Luke Romano.
Yeah, quite a strange substitution that was. Luke Romano, one of the All Blacks on the side. You'd think you'd leave him on just for that experience towards the end, but apparently not.
Fresh legs, mate. Need to get the fresh legs out on
I'm hoping for a bit of a run from, what's the Crusaders coach, Scott Armstrong? Is that his name? Or?
Neil Armstrong.
Oh, yeah, he's got some good legs on him. Bit of a walk, moonwalk maybe.
That's true. Scrum time, and the Crusaders will have it. Quinton Strange, he's come on, he'll make an impact. He captained the Tasman under-19 side and the Jockovs under-19s 2 years ago. And now, of course, he's been in the under-20s. Loose ball, the Crusaders scramble upon it. They've lost some serious territory here. They're on the back foot. They look to slow it down. Jordan Taufua. 5 games for the Crusaders tonight.
Crockett decided to join the Lions defence after he couldn't make it back to his side on time. So it's good to see good to see how unfit he is at the moment.
Yeah, well, if you can't actually make it back and you make a tackle for the opposition, what happens?
I've got no idea.
Well, I'll play on, I'd say. Play on. Anyway, we're playing on here. Murray to Alan Wynne-Jones, the skipper. Off to Sexton. He shows a bit of a dance move. Tries to get away from the tackle, but doesn't. CJ Stander. He played well, the try scorer last week in Auckland. Murray. Quick ball, quick hands, and now it's out their back to Liam Williams. He puts a kick through, and now it's loose. The Lions have it. Anthony Watson. Can he slide over the line? Yes, he can, but can he get it down? They'll go to the TMO. Marius Yonka, well, he's been called into effect for every single try in the last 2 games he's been TMO for, and I think we're going to see it again.
Yeah, well, I'm suspecting a knock-on from Liam Williams back down the sideline. It looked a bit dodgy. It was a bit of a shit kick, but might have come up trumps for them. Good play by the Lions, though, Nick.
Yeah, it was scrappy play, but, you know, you've got to take the win when you got one, so he did make it over the line after sliding out of 2 tackles, but we'll see how his placement was and if he did knock it on.
We will indeed. Raynell wasn't particularly talked about nicely by the halftime hosts on some TV series. Kicked by Liam Williams. Bit of a strange kick. Yeah, he's lost that forward.
Yeah. That's a clear knock on. I called it. I'm a wizard.
Well, it was a good kick. He was faster to get that ball than Matt Todd. As Pascal goes there, look at him on the sideline. He prances around like a goose.
He absolutely clears one of the Crusaders players.
It's more of a gazelle to me. The fluidity in that prance was just superb.
How is your speech therapy going, Brad?
Not great. Not great tonight.
Not the best, is it?
Mate, just pour them out. Save us some time.
57 gone. The second half's gone relatively quick. Still the same score as what we had in the first half, though. 9 plays 3.
Yeah, I'm still backing the Crusaders. I made a prediction before this tour that the Lions would win 1 game against the Barbars, and that was it. And I really don't want to be wrong, like it was about USA in the Rugby World Cup.
Yeah, well, we had a bet, Bradley. I actually bet that I would buy Bradley a house if the USA actually won the Rugby World Cup. It was a safe bet. The scrum happens, and it's fed to the Crusaders' backline. Brent Hall passes back after a face to Richie Mo'unga. He finds the throat of Liam Williams, nearly putting in a try assist before. Now, take it down, set to Tamari Valu. He played for the Chiefs last year, played well for them, but now he's in Christchurch. Fed wide now, the Crusaders. Jack Goodhue. He's an absolute tank of a man at 187 metres, 1.87 metres and 100 kgs to play centre. He's a beast. The Satyrs still have it. 30 metres out from the line. Brent Hall looks to work it right. He does so. Richie Mo'unga. Decoy was Israel Dag, but Matt Todd takes it down on the 10 metre line now of Lions territory. Back door, but it's loose and scrambled upon. The Satyrs have it in hand. 7th phase. They're on the back foot. Mo'unga clears it, puts a big hoof into the air. Liam Williams can't take it cleanly, but Anthony Watson scrambles upon it and he finds some space. All he needs to do is draw and pass. He does so to Sexton. Back inside to CJ Stander and he knocks it on. The Crusaders are playing under advantage. If he had caught it, it would have been try time. Now Seta Tamani Valu goes off on a run. He's taken eventually to ground and now picked and go. Again, the Crusaders. No contest to the ruck there by the Lions. And they'll continue. Wyatt Crockett to Israel Dag. He passes to Casper the Ghost. But Quinton Strange grabs it. Pass back. The Crusaders through way of Ben Fennell. Brent Hall. Waits. and kicks it back down to the way of the Lions. Stu Hogg has it. In fact, it's Owen Farrell. Stu Hogg's not even on the field. What the hell am I talking about? Down the throat of the Crusaders again. Richie Mwanga. The game of force backs continued from the first half. The Horse Trotters. Bit of a dummy. Bit of a show and go by Strange. Ben Fennell holds it at the back. Pretending he's doing something as Fennell, but he wasn't, as any good hooker looks like he's doing. Mwanga gets the ball charged down. The Lions, but the Crusaders catch it by way of Sam Whitelock, the captain. Pass wide, skip pass to Jack Goodhue, and he's lost the ball forward. The Lions are pumped up there. Shit, they are hissing.
Yeah, well, the two of the Lions players celebrated, which is quite hissing for the Lions because they haven't had much to celebrate yet this tour. Nicky, you colour coordinating your M&Ms there.
Yeah, I am actually. I've got a funny story about Ben Fennell actually. I know his brother, and he invited me to go pig sticking once. Luckily I didn't go because his brother Chris got bitten in the arm by the pig, then ran after it again, tried to stick it, but then got bitten in the leg.
What's a pig sticking?
Well, killing a pig with a knife.
Oh.
And only a knife.
Shit.
And then he got bitten in the leg, and then he decided, bugger you, so he ran after it again and then finally stuck it in the heart. And this all happened on 3 days of which he was meant to be hanging out with his wife and having like a honeymoon sort of a thing.
Well, how did his wife react?
Yeah, she wasn't very happy. And of course he didn't want to go to the doctor, so he just bought a bit of whiskey on it and hardened up.
Maro Itoje coming on. Big substitution right there, Bradley. That'll make an impact.
He really is quite a tall man, so it's a big substitution.
The Lions put it into the scrum. George North taken in a tackle by Jed Brown, who's also come on to replace Hayden Bedwell Curtis. Box kick by the Lions. And it'll be pressure put on to George Bridge, and he loses it forward. Shit, the Lions are happy.
I don't think that was a lost ball. I think it went backwards. He hit it backwards.
Well, Wyatt Crockett, he's not the most attractive man, Nick Van Bar. You'll know about attractive men.
Really, would I?
I heard rumours that is why you brought the suit.
I'd like to comment that no New Zealand lock is really attractive because you see Retallick as well. He's not really the most good looking man you'd ever meet.
I'd agree. I think Brody Retallick, it's fair to say he looks like 10 pounds of shit in a 5 pound bag. He's not the greatest looker.
Where did that come from?
Matthew Ray now blows his whistle. And we'll have another scrum as my co-commentators try to gather themselves. Big Maro Itoje. He played well against the Blues.
What goes on in your head? 10 pounds of shit in a fun. I just want to know where that came from.
Calm down, lads. Calm down. We've got a game to commentate. Only 17 minutes to go. Then you can have a drink of water.
Mate, I need one now.
And calm down. Peter O'Mahony, he played well tonight.
Yeah, well, it is gold point. No, it's not actually gold point. What do you mean by gold point?
Put in to the scrum. Connor Murray. Talupi Faletau with an 8-9. Whipping out of a tackle by Jed Brown as Murray, but they carry on. It's come loose. Now the Crusaders hack it downfield. It's scrambled upon as Anthony Watson quickly taken at a tackle of Jack Goodhue. He's being a nuisance. Turnover, and the Crusaders have the ball 20 metres out from the line in Lions territory. Bit of a neck roll, but not picked up on Maro Itoje. He'll be feeling that tomorrow. Mitchell Drummond in his 43rd match for the Crusaders. He'll remember this one more than any. Taken down was David Havili. And Drummond again works it to Sam Whitelock as captain, supported by Jed Brown. They're looking ominous here, but as I say it, they lose it. Interception. The Crusaders lose the ball. The Lions gain it. Murray finds out where he's going to go at the end, and Owen Farrell's his man. And again, Murray looks to CJ Stunder to crash it forward. Brilliant performance by him, and likewise Maro Itoje. Box kicked up, and that's gone to no one, but the Lions have it again. The possession statistics through the roof. The Crusaders just denied any entrance into this game. Box kick, that is superb.
What a kick. The bounce favoured them. It kept going. So there was no opportunity for a quick throw. And Lions back down inside their 22, putting pressure on the Crusaders. Lions bench standing up, thinking they've actually got a chance to win a game this tour.
There's some really standout players in this game, but I mean, they're all really outweighed by the critical handling errors that we see in both teams. They get so close to breaking through the line of defence or getting somewhere with the game, but then losing it and stuffing it up big time, which is quite sad because this could make it a really interesting game and really close. But now with this such a microscopic score, it's starting to look a bit sad.
Dane Cole, Jack McGrath, Ken Owens on. George North comes off as well. It's been a silent night by him. Actually, he's just walking back to his position. Tai Ho, don't get excited, George North haters. He's still on the field.
Yeah, I got excited there because, as you quite know, I am quite biased against the Lions. So I enjoy when any of them get injured.
How much are you paying for your speech therapy?
Not much.
Clearly. Throw it in as Ben Fennell, and the Crusaders take it down. I've got a runny nose. I apologise if I sniff.
I can cover for you if need be.
The Lions let that one go into touch, and they'll have a line out about 60 metres out from glory.
It was a thumping kick by Israel Dag, member of the 2011 Bomb Squad. I'm stealing that one from my co-commentator. Take credit for it too. OJ, shit, he's a dark man.
Well, I did use that one earlier in the game. Take it down in the line out. Alan Wynne-Jones, the skipper. And Ken Owens reaching in, trying to stabilise it. Lets it come for Connor Murray. Ken Owens. Once again, Murray got off a flyer. Ben Fennell didn't impact the game. He'll play on. Well done by Mitchell Drummond to obstruct George North as he came through. Great awareness by him. Caused some havoc. The Crusaders kick it back down to Lions. They've just kicked away their possession, the Crusaders, throughout this match. That's been their ploy. They've given their pill away. They haven't had a crack like the Lions have, but they will now. And as I say it, Mwanga kicks it into the hands, the safe hands of George North. Goes and taken down by Jed Brown. He gets up and rolls away. Murray off to Maro Itoje. He'll be a starter in the test matches, you'd think. Murray again off to Ken Owens. Owen Farrell, cut ball to Johnny Sexton. He goes for a run. Off to Ben Teo. They're surging into the 22, the Lions. A 50-metre run stops 15 metres out. The Lions again. Murray goes himself. Now someone's going to have to play halfback, but it's been disrupted by the Crusaders. They still have it though, the Lions. 1-4 to Ken Owens plays halfback. The 7th face now the Lions. It's good night nurse if they score. On the 5-metre line. Jack McGrath plays halfback and goes himself. Now 2 metres out the Lions. McGrath passes it off to his skipper, Alan Wynne-Jones. He's centimetres out. Off to CJ Stunder. Is he going to score his second try of the tour? Passes it wide. They feed it. It's an overlap, but is it enough time? Inside ball to Anthony Watson. And once again, Connor Murray, as we say goodbye to Felix Minhinnick, he walks off. Once again, Murray finds Peter O'Mahony. It's a penalty against the Lions for obstruction, but they go back because the advantage was not over. And we'll have a penalty for the Lions.
Surely you take a shot at goal and you put it out the reach of the Crusaders, who need to score twice to win this game. What are they going to do? Alan Wynne-Jones is walking over.
T-Boy's on.
T-Boy's on. Kick has to be taken.
And he is going to take it. Defining moment in this game here. The Crusaders being put out of reach by an immediate score.
I've just been called a pathetic arsehole in the chat for saying that I enjoy when a Lions player gets injured.
Well, to be honest, that is pretty pathetic, Bradley. I agree. That's disgraceful. Bradley, you need to sort your shit out as the Lions extend their lead, and I'm in for a Lions victory tonight.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Well, I don't like the Crusaders, mate. Okay?
I think the Crusaders need to learn what a loss is, and right now it's going alright, but it's sad to see that the Lions aren't sticking to the classic old school tactic of pick and goes more often, because they could have scored the try there potentially. I feel like passing it out wide wasn't really the best tactic, and they did get caught out there.
The Lions have it off the kickoff. Murray waves his arms around like he doesn't care, like he's doing the can with his arms. He box kicks it, and Jed Brown takes it down. I feel as if I'm using the same sayings all over the time, all over the place tonight.
You need a speech therapist too now.
Mitch Drummond. In midfield, the Crusaders go. They find it again. They quickly pass it on. Some urgency here by the Crusaders. Sent it to Mani Valu with his sunlight boots. Goes on to the halfway line again. Passed off. Bryn Hall flicks it on. David Harveli again. In midfield, they have backtracked a bit here, the Crusaders. They fling it wide and Taufua has it. Goes around someone to get it to Dag. Jed Brown on the wing. He takes it into touch.
Looked like a bit of a high shot, nothing called. Looking over to the AR is Raynell, but nothing there. We look at a bit of a replay here. Bit of help to scout the stuff from the Crusaders. They're trying everything now to try and get this win. Doubling up on words and bent his neck over, but Scott Armstrong is not happy with that one.
It is Scott Robertson.
Is it Robertson?
You might want to get that right, Brad.
Close enough.
As Dan Cole has a word with his hooker. It's been enjoyable. Hasn't been scintillating. But any Lions match is enjoyable, let's be honest.
Yeah, well, I'm still picking a Crusaders win. I think they've still got it in themselves to put another couple of tries on the Lions.
I really don't. There's 8 minutes left and they haven't done it in the other 7.
Like Keith Quinn says, it's an 80-minute game.
Very true. However, if you can't get it past
we'll go on to the
72
TMO.
minutes,
Possible penalty for what? Head high? Oh, harden up. Harden up. George North is that's a good tackle by George North.
Yeah, well, he's ended up round the neck, pushing the head over. So, with these new laws, I wouldn't be surprised if it does go upstairs.
it could have gone lower.
Well, sorry, it has gone upstairs, but if it ends up as a penalty, it would not surprise me at all. Looks like it is. The Lions have walked back.
These bloody
No,
French,
it's a line out.
these bloody French bastards are like Osh when it comes to rugby.
Mate, they can't ref a game of rugby. I'm not sure if maybe they've got the call up from, I don't know, soccer.
They just
Something like that.
they're never confident enough to go for their own ruling. They always need a second opinion.
It's their own man, as Matthew Raynell says, and the Crusaders have it. Probably, let's be honest, if they didn't have it, they'd be in the shit.
Yeah, well, I'm picking the Crusaders try here. Still got to have that faith. You can't let it go. still faith in the USA Rugby that they can win 2015's World Cup.
You do realise 2015 was 2 years ago, Bradley.
You know, but the competition hasn't finished. It's kind of like a long thing, you know?
Okay.
Or am I
Mitchell
wrong?
Drummond to feed. And he does so. The ball goes to the back, but it's a collapsed maul. They'll play on. Israel Dag, with some urgency, runs into mid-territory of the Lions. He's held up, but they get it to ground in the end. No maul. It is a maul. That was not a maul, for God's sake, Matthew Raynell.
He can't ref a game of rugby. It's frustrating to watch. Like, things would have gone a lot differently if he actually ref properly.
Nick Van Bar, you're not a ref yourself. Bradley and I are, but your comments as a bystander.
Well, the ref's always wrong, but in saying that, there has been a lot of messy play, so I wouldn't be blaming the ref today. It's been the players mostly. They need to lay off the butter on their bread, on their toast in the morning.
That's true. I've just actually chat. I'm in the chat now. I'm going to say aloha.
You actually have a job to do.
I can multitask. I'm not a woman, but I can multitask.
Oh, game's changed completely. Mitch Hunter's on the field. It is game over for the Lions.
The Crusaders were the best franchise, plenty of ABs, but the British and Irish Lions have dominated this match. Yeah, that's true. They have really pumped this match. They've controlled it, haven't they, Stuart? Let's be honest. Possession, territory. They've run the Crusaders around the park tonight. The Crusaders, they haven't wanted to play rugby with the ball in hand. They've kicked it away a hell of a lot.
But there's still only 9 points in it.
Yep, 9 points in it. It is doable. The British and Irish Lions put it into the scrum. Talupi Faletau falls on his ass, gives it to Conor Murray. Backdoor to Talupi Faletau again. Now on the 50-metre line, the Lions have the ball. Tio goes to ground in a tackle by Jordan Tafua. The ball's not immediately available, but the referee says we're going to play on. Slowing the ball is the Crusaders. Not the type of rugby they want to play. Certainly with 5 to go and being down by 9 points. Kicked by the Lions. Lost. And thrown back in. The Crusaders have it though. It's messy. Mitchell Drummond fires it away. Just on the 10-metre line of their own territory, the Crusaders. Kicked away yet again. Looking for some errors. And there is one because he's lost it forward to Talupi Faletau. It's in touch as well.
You'd say last gasp opportunity for the Crusaders here. They've gone quickly. It's an overlap. What are they going to do with it?
Israel Dag has the ball. He quickly passes it off to Sam Whitelock, the captain, but Chick has said the assistant referee, and they're going back for the line-out.
Line-out was... it wasn't a line-out, that was a scrum.
Option of a scrum, a line-out though, eh?
Then what the hell is going on?
Option of a scrum, a line-out. It was lost forward to touch. Angus Gardner knows what's going on. Not sure if everyone else does, but as long as he does, we're all right. Jacob Symes says the Lions have played well. Yeah, I agree with you. They haven't really, let's be honest, they haven't played some brilliant rugby. They haven't played some scintillating stuff to watch, but they've controlled this match. They've put the Crusaders, who play very, very well, into a position where they were uncomfortable, and have really bossed them around. It is, yeah, it may be a boring match, some may say, but smart by the Lions after a very good match by the Blues.
Yeah, well, Jake, I'm going to have to get you to cover. I completely lost my train of thought.
No worries, it happens to the best of us. Mitch Drummond puts it into the scrum. Dominated by the Crusaders, they get a penalty for it. Wheeling were the Lions. They really, really need to get their fingers out of where the sun doesn't shine. The Crusaders now, because it's 3 to go, and they're down by 9.
Where's that place? Was it April out of summer?
April out of summer.
Cuba.
Yeah, you missed the fundamental part of the joke.
One up, big time.
Well, the Crusaders now are in relative position to attack. Just outside the 22 of the Lions' territory. A lot of Lions support here in the chat. A lot of Lions support everywhere. Strange takes it down. They pass it to the backs. Bit of a cross-working move there. And it's overcooked, the kick. The cross kick, not quite well executed by Mitch Hunt. He says an expletive. He's not too happy with himself. And
not a great move. He should have really kept the ball in hand and tried to get over.
Let's be honest, it was pretty cool. It was cool to watch. 2 to go here at Addington's AMI Stadium. Not long at all. The Lions look to wrap this up. Not an exciting game, as I've said, but nonetheless, they're getting the job done, the Lions.
I'd just like to say thanks to Joe Downey, saying that he's listening. I asked him what he's up to, and he said, I'm listening to 3 Gaylords talking shit. So, thanks, Joe.
Joe Downey, I'm sure you're going to be as happy as a bloody pig in shit, getting your name said in front of 650 people. You can thank us on Monday. The Crusaders have the ball on the 22. Flicked away, and it's passed to a brown man. I didn't quite see the number, but I'll describe him as a brown person. The Crusaders, bit of a chip kick, tackle in the air was Jack Goodhue, but referee Raynell's going to play on because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Mitchell Drummond finds Mitch Hunt, then flicks it in a big pass off to Matt Todd. He's taken down near the touchline on the near side of the field. 1 minute to go. Go the Chiefs, says Nick Whiteley in the chat. Bloody oath, Chiefs munner. The Crusaders have the pill. Flicks it to Jack Goodhue, the tank. He's lost it forward. And, well, the Lions, they've got the smiles on their faces. Gatlin's finally happy. There's a few smiles in the coach's box, which is something we've seldom seen in this Lions camp. And 15 seconds to go. The Lions have this one in the bag.
No, I reckon the Crusaders still have a shot,
Yeah, well, no, there's still 8 seconds left. It is an 80-minute match.
Yeah,
Can't
exactly.
count them out just yet. Warren Gatlin's happy that he's finally beaten a Super Rugby team.
Bloody oath. After losing to the Chiefs next year. Management looking reasonably happy. The Lions. Time's off with 2 seconds to play. And time's back on. She's all over. What are the Lions going to do here, Bradley? They're going to have a bit of a run. Are they going to kick it out? What's the go?
They'll kick it out.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Bit of a shunt put on by the Crusaders. They'll reset it. Van Bar, you've enjoyed this game?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a humdinger, It's been alright. It's been a bit boring. It's been bloody boring, actually. I thought the Crusaders were going to set a challenge today, but a lot of shitty ball handling skills that need to be worked on.
Yeah, I agree. It has been a bit shit. I wouldn't be smiling too much if you're a Lions. Congratulations, you've beaten the Super Rugby team by 9 points in a very unconvincing manner.
Congratulations, you've got 4 kicks over the post.
They haven't won yet.
They couldn't score a try either.
Murray feeds the scrum. It goes down, but it's at the back. They'll play on. Talupi Falatau. He's wrapped up by Jed Brown. Murray looks to fly it back. Owen Farrell puts it into the stands of AMI Stadium. The Lions 12, the Crusaders 3. It is full time here at AMI Stadium. The Lions have done it. Well, I thought a Lions win against a Super Rugby team was going to be harder to find than Osama bin Laden, but it is not. They beat Crusaders here tonight 12-3. Nick Van Bar, your final thoughts on the match?
Got nothing else to say, really. I've pretty much complained about the handling skills all throughout the game. So I think that's about me done for the day.
Brad Richardson, final thoughts on the game?
Yeah, well, I think my views on rugby are quite controversial at the best of times. And I think I've got to go out and say the Lions played shit. They're really the best players out of 4 of the best rugby nations in the world could hardly beat one of 5 of New Zealand's provincial teams. It's not a great sign, not a great start to the tour, and I really don't see them improving much more.
Well, these are your thoughts from two guys who don't know what they're talking about, and you're listening right now to someone who's likewise in that. It's full time here. The Lions versus the Crusaders will be back on Tuesday for the Highlanders match, where they're down under the roof. The Lions, they'll play the Highlanders in another scintillating game. That's if the Lions don't play like they did tonight, that is. But anyway, that's it tonight from Christchurch. The Crusaders, well beaten in their first match, their first loss of the season. It's 3 points to 12. The British and Irish Lions have taken it over the Crusaders.